How you doing, gamers? My name is John with Gamester81.com. This episode, I'll be reviewing the Pac-Man Collection for the ColecoVision. This was provided to me from a good friend of mine, Stu, who is huge into ColecoVision collecting, and he knew I was a big fan of Pac-Man. He knew I was a big fan of ColecoVision, and so he gave this to me, and I really appreciate that, Stu. So thank you very much. But this game is really hard to find for the system, and it's by a company called Opcode, which Opcode makes a whole bunch of homebrew games for the ColecoVision. They do high quality work. This is a quality product. They also have what they call a super game module, which is a kind of a cart that attaches into the ColecoVision and increases the memory, the sound, all that good stuff. This is their first game that they produced that was on what they call Mega Cart, which can hold 1 meg of data, which doesn't sound like much, obviously in today's standards, but in ColecoVision, that's really impressive. This basically has Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man as well, arcade quality ports, sound. It's really well done. You can play 2-player. Let's see, authentic graphic sound, custom arcade settings, ensures challenge. Includes also the Japanese version called Pac-Man, because if you guys didn't know already, Pac-Man was initially called Pac-Man, and when they came out to the States, they didn't want to call it Pac-Man because they were worried that people in the arcades would actually scratch out or change a P to an F and call it, yeah, so, but let's open this up. You can kind of see the back. It's just even the box quality of the box is great. You get the artwork and stuff like that. Great game. So let's open this up, see what it's included. High quality, really nice quality manual here with color pictures and everything of the game. This is kind of got a pin number here. It comes with instructions, all that good stuff. Here's the card itself. You notice it's yellow, which is cool. I really like that. It's got their own mold, opcode mode. So without any further ado, let's take a closer look and see how this actually plays on the ColecoVision. Totally an underrated system in my book. Let me know what you guys think about this game overall, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Let's take a closer look. Before I show you the ColecoVision port of Pac-Man, I just want to compare it to some other consoles, the competition at the time. This is the Atari 2600 port. This came out in 1982 by Atari. The game actually sold fairly well. It sold really well, actually, 7 million copies, but it was considered a really bad game. As you can see here, the ghosts are just kind of everywhere. It's sporadic. The sound is awful. They really rushed this game to the market, and unfortunately, this is one of the part of the reasons why the video game crash in 1983 occurred, because a lot of the shovelware hit in the market. So other ports like Miss Pac-Man for the Atari 2600 is actually much better, but this is the first Pac-Man, and yeah, this game is not a very good port, as you can see here. A year later, in 1983, under the Atari soft name, Atari ported Pac-Man to the Intellivision, which is one of the biggest competitors at the time. As you can see here from this port, the sound is much better. It's more arcade quality port, but sound-wise, a lot more playability here. Obviously, the ghosts are now independent compared to the Atari 2600. There's obviously a maze you can follow. Although the maze is different than the arcade version, this is still a playable game and a really good port at the time for Pac-Man. So here's a ColecoVision version of Pac-Man. I do want to clarify that Pac-Man was never officially released for the ColecoVision. This is a homebrew, more or less, as a fan who recreated the game for the ColecoVision, company being Opcode. High quality game. And you can see here, graphics are there. You can choose different options, USA and Japanese version. Japanese version, all it does is change it to Pac-Man, as I mentioned before earlier in the video. You can change coinage, you can play on free play or whatever. Lives, you can play up to 5 lives, you can do 1 lives. You can do difficulty, normal, or hard. Let's do Pac-Man. And it kind of mimics an MAME machine there. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cool, actually. Shows you the actual ghosts, which is cool, just like the arcade version. And yeah, so here let's start. Let's add some credits. You have to push the pound button to enter credit amount, and you push any button to start. You can see here the music is spot on. This almost looks like the NES port of the Pac-Man. It's a really good port. Clearly it's as close to arcade as you can get for the ColecoVision. Now let's move forward here to Miss Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man came out in the arcades in 1982. I actually prefer Miss Pac-Man over Pac-Man. The mazes are different. They're, different stages. You got moving objects now you can collect. Again, really good quality port, arcade quality port here for the ColecoVision. Interesting enough, Bally Midway, who actually worked with Namco to distribute Pac-Man in the arcades in North America, actually produced Miss Pac-Man. It was actually not a Namco game initially. Kind of the story goes is a game called Crazy Otto. A couple guys had created, and Midway liked Crazy Otto and kind of changed it into Miss Pac-Man more or less. And so didn't really get Namco's approval. In fact, the official sequel to Pac-Man is Super Pac-Man by Namco, but nonetheless, Miss Pac-Man is sold very, very well, did very well in the arcades, been ported to a number of different platforms, and it's a classic even today. So even though it wasn't at the time of an official Namco game, it's still considered part of the Pac-Man canon. Later ports of Pac-Man, there's Junior Pac-Man, of course, which has the screen scrolls. But you definitely can get the idea that this game is a pretty impressive game for the ColecoVision. I just wanted to kind of show you how powerful the ColecoVision can be compared to its counterparts at the time. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you guys leaving a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this port for Pac-Man. What is your favorite Pac-Man game? We'll see you guys soon. Happy gaming. Take care.